over.
All right.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Hang your gavel.
I am. I was just going to talk about it,
You-
Josh. So I'm Sandy Lewis, and this is Josh Kaczynski, and we are here at Temple Beth Israel Synagogue, Congregation Beth Israel, for the 168th annual meeting. It's amazing to think that 168 years of this congregation have come through. I insisted somewhere during my presidency that they get me a gavel, so call the meeting to order and to welcome you all. We're going to be going back and forth between some of our clergy who are online. Josh and I are here in the boardroom. If you have thoughts or questions along the way, put them in the chat. We'll either answer them along the way or follow up on them. In addition, you will receive the complete history of the year slide set. This is also going to be made available to the whole congregation later in the week. It's a wonderful review of an incredible year. I am very pleased to be here as your president of your synagogue. This is the end of my 2-year term, and I'm going to turn it over right now to Rabbi Kahana to welcome us. You're muted, Rabbi. Can't unmute.
Give me 1 second. He needs my help.
Technology is fantastic until it struggles, but we've got it under control here.
We could try to do the minutes. That's sort of a benign.
Thank you. No, got it.
Oh, got it.
This is an exciting power that I think many congregants wish they had to mute the rabbi, or at least allow the rabbi not to unmute himself. But thank you. Just wanted to give a welcome. We are reading in the Torah portion, the second part of Naso. This is a period of time where we are, our Torah reading is actually off schedule from the diaspora, from our conservative and Orthodox friends living outside of Israel for a short period of time because of the holiday of Shavuot. For complicated reasons, we're reading something a little bit different. So we're actually reading the second part of this Parsha of Naso. And in this section, we see Moses dedicating the tabernacle, the place of worship that the Israelites are going to have in the desert. And we see all of the gifts that the people brought for that dedication. And the portion goes on in some detail about those kinds of gifts. It's really appropriate we're reading it for this week because we're thinking about what it is to establish a temple. And I think back on to the early founders of our congregation 168 years ago, who had this dream of finally having a synagogue in the Pacific Northwest, the first one to be established in our region. And I am sure even as they were bringing the gifts to make that possible, floating those gifts down the Willamette River to gather together and create a congregation, they couldn't have imagined what it is that has been created over these 168 years. It's a remarkable institution. It's a remarkable establishment in our region. And we are really a representation of something that is remarkable. We enter this 168th year of our congregation at a difficult time for the Jewish people in our region, in our country, around the world. We have not seen levels of anti-Semitism such as we've seen. We've not seen the sense of uncertainty, discomfort, not clear where our political home might be, not clear where our home might be in some ways. And it's challenging. It's challenging to be a Jew right now. It's been challenging to be a Jew in other periods of time, and our congregation has seen difficult times in the past. But we have always been here. This temple has been here for the Jewish community. We have held strong. We have gathered people together. We've kept people safe in sanctuary, and we're going to continue to do that. We are recognizing what has come before, but we're also today appreciating what is to come, what we are building. We are constantly in that state of building, forming, creating, and being a center of Reformed Jewish identity in our region and an example for the entire nation. So thank you for the gifts that you have brought to this congregation over the years that you've been involved and engaged. And I'm excited about what we are together building for our community and creating a place of sanctuary for us all.
Thank you, Rabbi. Josh, I think maybe we could have a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, there's a couple of interactive moments of this when there will be some polls that will come up for when there are votes that need to happen. So please respond to those when you see them coming. You will get your first chance at this coming up in just a moment. And I believe you might have about 3 of them to do during the time. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. We will try to get to them. I'm looking at them here. Chelsea's also helping monitor them. And as well, we'll put some links into some of the information, as was mentioned, in the chat as we go along. So if you have any technical problems, please message that in the chat and we'll try to help get that situated.
All right. Well, our first order of business is to review our minutes. Those should have been sent out to you.
Yeah, I think there's a link that just was put in the chat that you can click on and review them.
I expect the attorneys among you to read them very carefully and correct us. I'll give you at least 30 seconds for that. While you're looking at this, we're going to have a poll button that's going to go out to you. And I'm going to need a motion to approve the minutes. So that should be enough time to review them, I hope. If there are any additions or corrections, please put it in the chat.
And if you'd like to make such a motion, you can put a motion in the chat as well. And this is the way we will know that somebody would like to motion to do that.
Do we have a motion?
Not yet.
Come on, guys.
Susan, thank you. And
And
Ava,
we need a second?
thank you. Sorry, David, you were
Great.
third.
Okay. All right. Now with your poll button, which Chelsea's going to bring up.
Excellent. Everybody's doing a really terrific job.
What percentage are we at?
We're at 84%, but we have enough enough happening, so I think we're okay to continue.
Motion passes.
Yep.
Thank you.
For the record, we had 2 abstentions and the rest were in favor and nobody opposed it.
All right. Thank you all. I now have the opportunity to thank an incredible group of volunteers. We have several board members who will be retiring this year. Our board is made up of some of the most dedicated, fun, devout, and attentive members of our Portland Jewish community. I am so grateful for their contributions and their work over the past 2 years. It has made my tenure as president a delight and a joy. Special call out to Meryl Haber, Meryl's thoughtful participation, her appreciation of CBI history, and her supportive presence have been felt by all of us. Shoshana Lansford. Shoshana was the former Sisterhood president and started our board ethics process, which is ongoing. Shoshana, thank you. Ilana Hurdle Guinea. We all know Ilana's been an incredible mainstay in our community over the last 2 years. Thank you for not only your support and contribution to our CBI community, but to Portland in general. Your strategic thinking, your communal knowledge, and your great representation in our community have been so vital. Sarah Pittman, consistent dedication, ongoing support for our development efforts. You've done such a wonderful job of focusing on building our community. Thank you. Ellen Zellinger. Ellen, your enthusiasm and your energy are incomparable. You are completing your sisterhood presidency and have been a passionate advocate of community engagement. You've implemented new sisterhood programs like the Mishloach Manot bags. And I was just delighted that you invited me to come talk about heart disease in women to the sisterhood. It was a really fun program. Thank you. To all of you, thank you for your time, your commitment, and your leadership of our congregation.
And since we're not here in person, we can't give it to you, but we have a little thank you gift for all of you that we will be getting to you when we see you next. And we have one other person who we want to thank, even though they are not completing their board service. They have one more year to go, but I'm going to invite Rabbi Kahana to come back and deliver one more special thank you.
So it's appropriate to thank the thanker. Sandy is, as we've said, is completing her term as president of Congregation Beth Israel, president of the Board of Trustees. And I think on behalf of the entire congregation, Sandy, I want to thank you for your dedication to our community. It is, I suppose, a little bit too simple to say that you lead from the heart, but it's an obvious truth. You are someone who really gives with such passion and consideration and thoughtfulness. We know that that with your very steady presence, we know that we're in good hands. There's something about being a surgeon, I suppose, and recognizing that we're safe with you. And I have certainly felt, and I know everybody who's worked with you has felt that when we're in your presence, there's nothing more important than taking care of the temple. And taking care of the temple, of course, means there are physical things that have to be taken care of, there are financial things to be taken care of, but the most important thing is taking care of the people. And we're made up of a community of thousands, really, of wonderful, wonderful people who need that kind of care and attention. So from all of us, we thank you for your years of service, and we're thrilled that you're going to be continuing your board service so that we continue to learn from your wisdom and your compassion. We will have a time when we get to publicly thank you, as with our other board members. We'll do that during an upcoming service. But I'm glad that for all the people who are here, that we have this opportunity to thank you.
Well, Rabbi, thank you for your kind words. Our weekly meetings have been incredibly special to me. I have learned so much, but also developed a relationship and a friendship with you that will live beyond my board service. And Thank you very much for your kind words. We're having a little technical.
We're having a little technical difficulty with the big screen for us to see things, but we fortunately have backup systems already in place.
Man.
Already in place for that.
Oh, man. So, next order of business is the election of our new Board of Trustees members. These have been proposed by the nominating committee, which was composed of Ava Schoen, the chair, David Bean, who's another one of our board members, Glenn Levy, a former president, Gail Mandel, also a board member, Amy Remnick, a spouse of one of our board members, Libby Schwartz, our past president, and our new board members who have been nominated include Nadine Block, Anna Epstein, Lauren Goldstein, Deborah Lewinson, and Harley Spring. We're going to need a motion for this and a second and another vote on our poll. Looks like there are things floating up the screen. Josh?
People sending some
Hands
lovely
up.
words to you is what's happening.
Christy
Thank you,
made a
Christy.
motion. And
Thank you,
David
David.
seconded.
And I just want to thank the nominating committee again. It was a truly a blessing that we had such a wonderful group of people to help develop our incoming board members who will be fantastic. It's a great, diverse, wonderful group that'll be joining us. Okay, any questions about this list? Any additions, corrections? If not, could we have, it looks like we've got a vote going.
Yes. Vote's going, so it should have popped up for you. And we have enough of a response so far that is unanimously in favor that I believe we can accept this with 88% of the attendees,
Awesome.
which I think counts.
Awesome.
Especially since you and I might be one of those
But
attendees
not, that
who
are
are not
voting.
voting. So although we are both members, so we could actually vote. But thank you, everybody. That passes unanimously.
Okay, one more set of votes. We have several of our board members who are running for re-election, returning board members. And we will thank David Bean, Gil Luria, Gail Mandel, and Susan Milstein for their ongoing service. And we will need a motion, second, and vote via the poll for this group.
Thank you, Sarah. And Christy.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh, Josh got in there first. Got it. Excellent. And the poll here it is. The poll should be up for you now.
All right.
That's good. We can tell everybody's getting
Paying
faster at this as we get through. Terrific. That's another unanimous approval of that. Thank you, everybody, for doing these important sort of congregational business components.
So our next order of business is a reflection on something that's been a project of mine. We've gone through it is a very interesting time in our community. We're going through major transitions, certainly as a community, as a world, but specifically here at CBI. And as part of this, we all sat back and talked about who we are, what we are, where we're going. And I've asked Rabbi Joseph to give us a little bit of an overview of our strategic plan process.
Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, I think the most important thing is this came from a place of strength, and strength not only in clergy transition, but also in board transition, and having a real plan for presidencies and board members as we continue to vision for the future. And the process of strategic planning actually began almost a year and a half ago with a board retreat in January of 2025. And then the idea was to put together a task force, and that is chaired by Susan Milstein and Gil Loria, and we're incredibly appreciative to them for their leadership. And then a cross section of our congregation, another minion of folks made up of board members and other different strategic groups within our congregation that got together to start meeting in the fall to talk about mission, vision, and values, and really where we see the future of Congregation Beth Israel. And so through lots of meetings and conversations, that there were themes that really emerged over these last months, and wanted to share a little bit about that, of a deep commitment to relationships and belonging, pride in our living Jewish tradition, the importance of inclusion, financial sustainability, strong communal leadership, and the desire to continue for CBI to remain a place of meaning and joy and inquiry and connection for generations to come. And at the same time, as we were having these meetings since last fall, there was this realization that there was a need for more congregational engagement, and really deepening our reach into our membership before we solidified sort of a finalized vision of what we saw the future. And so we have now shifted our work and our strategic planning work into some more focused areas. And so those areas are rabbinic leadership planning, as we're going to be hiring a new member of our clergy team in this next year. Again, securing our financial future. So exploring sustainable ways to strengthen our congregation's financial health, our campus and facilities planning. So groups working already underway on conversations about our physical campus and how we best use our physical spaces to support our mission, vision, and our values, and congregational engagement. So surveys and listening campaigns and house meetings to gather broader input from the congregation so that we can really see what are on people's minds, what are their hopes, what are their dreams and aspiration. And so this work that will really help ensure that the mission and the vision really emerges from the community itself. And so be on the lookout for this fall. We need your voice. We want to hear from all of you and beyond. So be on the lookout for a congregational survey that will come in time for the high holidays, and also opportunities to join focus groups and listening groups from the high holidays into the fall, so that we can continue to gather congregational input. And what's been beautiful throughout this process is really to see how deeply everyone cares about our congregation. There is so much love, so much passion, so much commitment. And we promise that as this process evolves, that we'll continue to communicate and be transparent and share a plan with the congregation. And hopefully by the time we come back for our next annual meeting, that we will have something to socialize.
Thank you for that, Rabbi. It's actually been a fascinating, joyous process, and watching some of the younger members of our congregation, some of the older members of our congregation, all of us working together, and the intensity and the commitment of some really smart people.
Yeah.
It's been a real treat. And so a special call out to the Strategic Planning Committee, and a thank you.
And a thank you again to Gil and Susan for all of your work in chairing this process. It's been really valuable service to the congregation.
So Josh, you're going to give us some highlights from the
Yeah, so
year.
as Sandy mentioned, and there was a question, the recording of this meeting will be sent out and available to the congregation. There is a full sort of 30-page sort of slide deck of a lot of highlights from the year. But tonight we just wanted to highlight a handful of things. So thank you, Chelsea, for bringing this up for folks. And we'll get started with a couple of high-level highlights for us. As you can see, and as was mentioned, our congregation is in a place of a lot of strength and enthusiasm of folks who are joining it. You can see a lot of new members joined this year. The Jenny, our early childhood education center, which started 2.5 years ago, or just under 2.5 years ago, with 6 kiddos, is now up to 58. Religious school is seeing pre-COVID levels of enrollment at 329. We had 34 B'nai Mitzvah this year, which is only growing in the next couple of years. And of course, we installed Cantor Raina Green as our new senior cantor, and we will hear from her a little bit later. We've continued to do a lot of things outside of the classroom, which include teen trips. They're working with service projects and working as madrachim in the classroom. Adult ed, and it has had a lot of guest scholars. We've had a lot of adult learning. Tourist study continues to go very strong. We've had different travel opportunities and partnerships with different folks in the community. In the larger slide, you can see all the different kinds of partnerships we're involved in. And we've continued to have music and art celebrations throughout the year. We try to create, despite being a large congregation, lots of ways for folks to connect. And this includes circles, which we have, I don't remember how many, but in the larger deck, it says a lot. We have a lot going on. Again, this is sort of a legacy of Libby Schwartz, our immediate past president. OMEC for young adults, Brotherhood and Sisterhood continue to engage folks. Mitzvah Day continues strong. Our social action committee continues to give out an immense amount of resources and engage partners in the community. As you can see, more than $92,000 was allocated to organizations fighting food insecurity, a huge chunk of that through the Robert Peltz High Holiday Funds for Food, with major events like MLK and some other community partnerships. Sandy's going to mention those in just a moment. As was also mentioned, under the leadership of Michelle Grado and Liz Terzo as our chairs, we had a really terrific fundraiser where we raised more than $415,000 through the game show gala. We brought in a lot of Portland treasures in the community, and for folks who were there, it was a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody. We have had such amazing support of the congregation in terms of sponsorships and participation. And we know that, especially in sort of volatile economic situations, that people are very mindful of where they put their financial resources. And the amount of congregational support from a wide range of congregants at a wide range of levels is really valuable and crucial to keeping all of our services and operations going and ensuring that we are able to make our services and access to our community available to anybody, and that financial need is never a barrier. So thank you, everybody who participated in that. And as we mentioned, you will get, you can see access online now, and we will send an email out to this group, but also to the whole congregation about sort of a more robust, with full explanations of all the activities of different committees, with also sort of full kind of budget reporting for folks who are interested in that, as well as more details and numbers of some of the busy year that we have had.
Thanks, Josh. I'm going to just take a couple minutes now on a personal note, because tonight, this annual meeting is my last official duty as your president. And I want to begin with gratitude. Congregation Beth Israel has really held every chapter of my life. I grew up here. I met my husband here. I was married here. I shared in our daughter's bat mitzvahs here, family weddings in this congregation, and just recently, I've had the joy of bringing my grandson to Tot Shabbat in these same halls. That arc from child to grandparent, all within the community, is not something I take lightly. It's a privilege, and I will carry it always. Tonight, I want to do 3 things. Celebrate what we've accomplished here in 5786. speak honestly about the challenges we face. As we've alluded to, it's a hard time. And I want to look forward with real confidence and joy to CBI's future. So the campus came alive, and you'll see some of the pictures of it in the slide set. With art, we brought 2 site-specific art installations. The Selchat Teshuvah Journey to welcome the high holidays, and more recently, the Modern Mishkan, this month before Shavuot. These aren't just decoration, they're really invitations to encounter Jewish life with your whole self. Our youngest community members are thriving. The Jennifer Barnum Luria Early Childhood Center, as Josh mentioned, the Jenny, it celebrated our 2nd year with 58 children, 16 teachers, and 8 open classrooms. And this year, our religious school enrolled the first former Jenny student. The pipeline is working. The roots are taking hold. And personally, as I've alluded to, my favorite services are the Tot Shabbats, where I can sing and celebrate with my grandson and roll on the floor with the stuffed Torahs and beautiful babies. Our teens, they're doing serious work, and certainly my memories of being engaged in our teen years was a really important part of my Jewish growth. There are 329 religious school students. 20 teens actually traveled to San Francisco and Los Angeles to study environmental and social justice. The slides from that are amazing. 106 students are heading to Jewish sleepaway camp this summer. I'm sure many of you went to some of our wonderful Reformed Jewish camps. I know some of my fondest memories are of Camp Saratoga, which became Camp Swig, which is now Camp Newman.
I think, yep.
I've just been reading about it a little bit, how disappointed people were when this camp in Saratoga, California was sold. Younger people aren't just receiving Jewish education, they're living it. And we welcomed the world to our Bima. In recognition of International Holocaust Remembrance Day, Ambassador Deborah Lipstadt spoke on 81 years after liberation. A vital memory and message in this moment. We have to remember. For MLK Shabbat, the civil rights icon Joan Trumpauer Mulholland joined us in conversation with her son. Wow, she was on the front line with MLK, and it was a fantastic evening. CBI is a place where Jewish identity and civic conscience are inseparable. And we've celebrated, as Josh was mentioning, a lot of life. There were 34 B'nai Mitzvahs, and we are booked solid for the next so many months. 5 weddings. I was surprised at that. I thought maybe there would have been more. But 10 baby namings, I guess that's a result of the weddings, but maybe not. 10 conversions, and I understand our conversion classes are being very well attended, and 498, almost 500 guests at the high holidays. The congregation is growing not only in numbers, but with our life. Oh, and we can't forget the game show gala. Liz and Michelle did an incredible job of planning and executing a very fun evening. We raised over $400,000. Poison Waters, as you saw in that picture with Josh, was the host who definitely entertained us all. I've never seen eyelashes quite like that. 11 Portland treasures, people from our community, were good sports about being the game show participants and contestants, and we had unflappable volunteers from our community and a congregation who shared in the games. Thank you to them. I'm sure it was a little embarrassing.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
The community knows how to show up and how to have fun doing it. It was a fun night. Honest challenges, though. Anti-Semitism and safety are 2 issues that we've been dealing with during my time as president, but also at all times. These are ongoing issues for the Jewish community and our community in general. The Anti-Defamation League workshop on countering anti-Semitism wasn't just programming, it was recognition that the world outside these walls has changed. We've invested in physical security, new lighting, fencing, and significant plaza security improvements are coming this summer, funded in part by nonprofit security grant programs. Our Safety and Security Committee works continuously with law enforcement, and we take this very seriously. We will not be defined by fear, but we are not naive either. Intergenerational shifts are happening, and how we see the world and how we belong is changing. Our younger generations connect to the synagogue life, and it looks different than it did for our parents' generation. The membership as a concept is really evolving, and I think as we do our strategic planning, what membership in the future is going to look like is going to be a very important challenge. CBI is responding thoughtfully, not by lowering expectations, but by expanding the pathways. CBI circles, you need to look into them if you aren't familiar with them, are the clearest example. 29 distinct circles, over 2,000 participants, over 100 member-led gatherings this year. OMIC, our young adult group, held a Yom Kippur break fast and a young adult Seder. The Jenny families are staying connected through religious school, and the pipeline is running in both directions. How about the positive? We welcomed 71 new member households this year. In an era when synagogues across the country are struggling, CBI is growing. Look at the breadths of what we celebrated. Pride Shabbat, HIAS Refugee Shabbat, Reproductive Rights Shabbat, JDAIM Shabbat. Our first joined Ramadan Iftar with Seiko. That was so wonderful. We went out and joined that community for one of their break fasts. It was an amazing evening. Our social acting committee raised more than $75,000 for food security, mobilized 275 participants for Mitzvah Day, and prepared over 350 meals for the community holiday dinner. We show up for Portland, not just for ourselves. Financially, we're sound. Our net assets are over $21 million. Our annual membership dues are growing year over year, and the Jenny is set to return a modest operating gain here in our second year. None of which I've described tonight happens without extraordinary people, and I want to name a few of them. Cantor Raina Green, your installation as senior cantor this year was a milestone, and what you've already brought to our spiritual life and music is felt during our Shabbat services. We are so fortunate that you are ours. Cantor Ida Ray Kahana, your decades of service you've shared with us have shaped CBI, and now as Cantor Emeriti, your artistry, your presence, and your dedication remain a gift to our congregation. Rabbi Kahana will soon have the opportunity to celebrate your remarkable career in a way that honors everything you have meant to the community. I look forward and share great gratitude and affection. You have been a true partner. Rabbi Rachel Joseph, welcoming Rabbi as senior rabbi designate fills me with great joy and confidence about CBI's future. You bring gifts that will serve our community beautifully in the years ahead. Josh Kaczynski, CBI is incredibly blessed to have Josh as our executive director. You've been a mentor, a friend, a connector, and a source of deep understanding of the community. Everything we've accomplished this year bears your fingerprints. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our extraordinary staff, the people who show up every day, who make every program run, every life cycle moment feel cared for. Every member feels seen. This year's accomplishments are theirs as much as anyone's. To all of you, it's been an honor to serve alongside you. Janet Hoffman will be assuming the reins of presidency on July 1, and I'm so thankful for her leadership. I look forward to watching her grow and thrive the programs that we have going on. To all of you, it's been an incredible honor and joy to serve, and I want to thank you. I began tonight by saying that this congregation has held every chapter in my life. I want to close by saying something even simpler. It has been the honor of my life to serve you. To the clergy, staff, and lay leaders, committee members, donors, and volunteers who make all this possible, thank you. You are the reason the list of what CBI accomplished this year is so long. CBI is 168 years old tonight. It's inclusive, growing, financially sound, and beautifully led. I leave this role not with sadness, but with confidence and with deep personal gratitude. L'Adore Vador, from generation to generation, I have seen that promise fulfilled in my own family within these walls. May CBI continue to flourish for generations to come. Thank you. And with that, I think we will ask Rabbi Joseph and Cantor Green to close with a benediction.
Thank you, Sandy. Truly beautiful. And with that, we offer these additional words of gratitude. And say, Makor Chaim, source of life. Tonight, we pause with gratitude for this community and for all who help sustain it. We give thanks for those whose leadership now comes to a close, for the hours offered, for difficult decisions made with care, for the love poured into this congregation. We are deeply grateful. May those stepping off the board know that their work has strengthened the sacred community and helped shape its future. We also offer blessings to those stepping into new leadership. May you lead with wisdom and humility, courage and compassion. May you find strength and partnership and joy in service. And may this congregation continue to be a place where many voices, many gifts, and many generations come together in shared purpose. Tonight, we celebrate not only another successful year, but the deeper truth that community doesn't happen by accident. It's built through relationships, through generosity, through showing up for one another again and again. In this world that can feel fractured, this congregation remains a testament to hope, resilience, and sacred belonging. May the year ahead bring continued learning, connection, and joy, and may we move forward together with gratitude for where we have been and assurance and where we are going. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. May we go from strength to strength. And we say, Amen.
Amen. As we bless, we link ourselves to those who came before, and we're one with all those yet to come. Our strength, it will endure. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak. Be strong, be strong. Chazak, chazak. V'nit chazek. Amen.
Amen. And thank you for those beautiful words. And with that, I am going to close 168th annual meeting.
Thank you, everybody who attended and for participating. If you are a board member or a newly elected board member, we will be joining for a board meeting on the second link that you had. If you don't have that, please put something in the message and we will get that to you. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. at any time, and I'm happy to talk with you about it. And again, thank you everybody so much.